Baby, the kiss miss you. Juliana was in the kitchen that evening making jollof rice. She had just finished choir rehearsal in the church where her husband, Pastor Sam, was the senior pastor. She was tired, her back ached, and her heart was heavy for a reason she couldn't explain. The house her father gifted them on their wedding day was quiet, too quiet. Pastor Sam was in the sitting room, reading something on his phone, or at least that was what she thought. The food was almost ready when Juliana suddenly remembered that her husband had asked her to send a document from his email earlier that week. She wiped her hand on the towel and stepped out of the kitchen. Honey, let me quickly use your phone to send that document to the church email, she said casually. Without looking up, he stretched the phone towards her. He trusted her, or maybe he was just distracted. Juliana took the phone, unlocked it with usual code. She knew it, but she rarely used it. She opened his email, quickly searched for the document. As she waited for the attachment to load, a message notification dropped down from the top of the screen. It was from a contact saved with Joyce. Her eyes moved there without meaning to it. One line, just one line. Baby, the kiss miss you. Please come this weekend. We need you. For a moment, the whole world went silent. The sound of the boiling rice disappeared. The silly fan above her head stopped spinning in her mind. Even her whole breathing became distant. The kiss? What kiss? Juliana stared at the message. Her hands suddenly cold. Her mind started racing. Is it a mistake? Is it a wrong number? Is it a church member joking? Then another message popped up immediately. Like the devil himself wanted to confirm her worst fear. Don't forget, you promised to send their school fees before Friday. They are your children too. Her fingers began to shake. The phone almost slipped from her hand. Children? What children? Her husband, a pastor. The man she had been married to for 7 years. The man she had been praying with for a child all these years. Had children somewhere calling him daddy. Alex felt weak. She leaned against the wall, sliding slowly to the floor as tears filled her eyes. In that moment, something inside Juliana broke. Let me take you back to where it all started. Juliana was born into church, not just church-goer parents. Her father was a pastor, a respected one. From as early as she could remember, she was in church. Sunday service, midweek service, vigil, choir practice, workers' meeting. The altar was like a second home. Her mother always told her, Juliana, remember you are a pastor's daughter. You must be an example. You must be submissive. You must be patient. Divorce is not an option. Marriage is for life, for better, for worse. They taught her how to pray, how to fast, how to quote scriptures. She read books about godly women, virtuous wives, Christian homes. In her mind, she already had a picture of her future husband, a man of God, a man who loves prayer, a man who teaches the word, a man that fears God more than anything. So Juliana waited. She refused random relationships. She turned down brothers who came in the name of the Lord, but whose spirit did not agree with hers. She waited. She waited for God's perfect time. When Juliana was in her early 20s, a new young minister joined her father's ministry. His name was Samuel. Everybody quickly started calling him Pastor Sam. He was awesome and humble. He was quiet, not flashy, not loud. He preached with passion. He prayed with tears. He knew the Bible. When he worshipped, you would see veins in his neck. People said, this one is a real man of God. At that time, Juliana was the choir mistress. She would stand in front every Sunday, leading worship, eyes closed, hands lifted up. From the pulpit, Pastor Sam would watch her. From the choir stand, Juliana would hear his message and feel fire in her heart. People noticed how much Pastor Sam respected her father. He would kneel when greeting him, carry his Bible, drive him when necessary. Juliana's parents liked him. The church loved him. One evening, after midweek service, Pastor Sam walked up to Juliana in an empty auditorium. Sister Juliana, he said gently, your ministration today blessed me deeply. God used you. She smiled shyly. Thank you, sir. Please, he laughed softly. Don't call me sir. Just call me Pastor Sam. From there, some more conversation started. In choir practice, after service, During meetings, they talked about ministry, the future, marriage, purpose. He always sounded so serious about God. Juliana started seeing differently. Her heart began to open. One Sunday afternoon, he requested a private meeting with her father. After that meeting, her father called her into a sitting room. "Juliana," he said calmly, "Pastor Sam has spoken to me. He says God is leading him to you. He wants to marry you. What do you say?" Her heart jumped. Her father had prayed. Her mother had prayed. They felt peace. Juliana also had been asking God. Everything seems to align. "Daddy, I agree," she said smiling. "I believe it is God's will for me." And just like that, the journey began. Their courtship was short. They kept it godly. No scandals. The church was happy. People were rejoicing that their daughter in the Lord was marrying a man of God. On their wedding day, the church was full. Worship was powerful. Pastors laid hands on them. Prophecies came. Your home will be a light. Your children will surround your table. Your marriage will be a model to others. Juliana's parents were not rich, but they were comfortable. And because they wanted their daughter to have a good start, they gave them two major gifts: a house, a beautiful 3-bedroom bungalow, fully furnished, a car, nothing too extravagant, but solid enough for a young pastoral couple. Everyone clapped when her father announced it. "We believe in this union," he said. "We want to support the work of God in their lives." Juliana was overflowing with gratitude. Look at the goodness of God. A godly husband, a house, a car. What a life. Pastor Sam also looked grateful, at least on the outside. Inside, something else was growing. Shortly after the wedding, Juliana's father opened a new branch of the church in another part of the town. He made Pastor Sam a resident pastor. "You are now the senior pastor of that branch," he told him. "We trust you. We believe God will use you mightily there." The new branch grew. Pastor Sam's name started spreading. "That young pastor is very anointed. When he prays for you, things change." His wife too. She sings like an angel. They looked like a perfect ministry couple. People brought them gifts, food, clothes, sometimes small money. Church members came to their house for counseling. Outwardly, everything looked beautiful. Inwardly, two major problems were forming: finances and ego, children and pressure. In the first year of their marriage, Juliana and Pastor Sam weren't too worried about kids. They were still getting used to each other, running the new church, settling into their new home. But by the second year, people started asking, "Mommy Gio, when will we carry baby? Pastor's wife, we are waiting. Oh, you both should give us church baby now." Juliana would smile politely. "In God's time," she would say. But the third year, the pressure increased. Some members started giving advice. "Have you tried this herbal medicine? Go to this prayer mountain. They don't waste time there. Check if there is no spiritual attack." Juliana cried secretly. At night, she would lay by the bed, hands on her stomach, praying, "Lord, please give me a child. Don't let me be a reproach. I have served you all my life. Please remember me." She fasted. She joined every 3 days, 7 days, 21 days church program. She never suspected her husband, not even a second. In her mind, they were the problem, or she was the problem, but never him alone. Because how do you look at a man of God and think, maybe he's hiding something? While Juliana was praying and fasting, Pastor Sam was fighting another battle, not against sin, but against discontentment. He loved the respect he got as a pastor, but he also resented something quietly. The fact that most of what he had came from Juliana's parents. The house from them, the car from them, the new branch from them. Sometimes, when people praised him, he wondered, if not for this family, where would I be? Am I really a man of my own? Instead of turning that feeling into gratitude, the devil planted pride inside him. At church, a certain woman started getting close. Her name was Joycey. Joycey came to the church with her own heavy story, family issues, heartbreak, financial struggle. She would stay back after service, crying to Pastor Sam for counseling. He prayed with her, encouraged her, followed up. Slowly, boundaries blurred. After some months, counseling became late-night visits. Prayer meetings turned into emotional conversation. Emotional conversation turned into something else. They started sleeping together. Pastor Sam knew it was wrong. He knew he was messing up, betraying his wife, betraying his calling. But sin is a gradual slope. You rarely feel the fall until you eat something hard. One day, Joyce called him, her voice shaking. "Pastor, I am late." He understood immediately. "What do you mean? I have not seen my period. I tested. It's positive. I am pregnant." His whole world froze. "Pregnant? For who?" he asked, panic rising. Joyce was silent. "For you," she said softly. "You are the one I am with now." What she did not say was that she had a boyfriend she always sleeping with. But Pastor Sam didn't know. He was terrified, not because he doubts the baby, but because of what it meant. If people find out, if Juliana finds out, I will lose everything. Joyce, seeing fear in his eyes, made a suggestion. "Marry me," she whispered. "Secretly, nobody has to know. At least, the child will have your name. You can arrange things. I will keep quiet. I won't disturb your other life. I just don't want to raise my child in shame." In his panic and foolishness, Pastor Sam did something no one would ever have believed of him. He married Joyce secretly, not in a big church, not with fanfare, just a small, hidden traditional ceremony somewhere far, far from Juliana's world, and life continued. Juliana at home was praying for a child. Pastor Sam outside was now a secret beggarist. The double life started. With Juliana, he was Pastor Sam, calm, gentle, respected man of God, although his patience was slowly wearing thin. With Joyce, he was baby, a man she believed was leaving his problematic first wife soon, so they could be together fully. Joyce gave birth to a baby girl. Pastor Sam was there. He carried the child, tears in his eyes. In his heart, something whispered, "Finally, a child. Prove that you are a man." But remember, that child wasn't his. Joyce knew, but Pastor Sam did not know. As time passed, Pastor Sam started treating Juliana differently. He stopped being patient. He became harsh, moody, easily irritated. Whenever Juliana cried about childlessness, he would say, "Do you think you are the only one without a child? Stop embarrassing me with tears. Are you the first person to wait on the Lord?" If she asked him to go for medical tests as a couple, he would flare up. "So now you think I am the problem? Me? A whole man of God? You are accusing me because you don't have faith?" Juliana would immediately apologize. "I am sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I just... please forgive me, my love. I just want us to be sure." But he refused. Deep down, something in him knew he didn't want to face any test. Because of an accident he had as a teenager, his parents had once hinted to him that he might have issues having children, but they never followed up medically. He buried that fear under anointing oil and loud prayer. Now, seeing Joyce's baby, he used it to reassure himself. "See, I have a child. She looks like me. I am fine." Years passed. Juliana married for 7 years, still childless. Joyce married him secretly for 4 years, now with 2 children from another man. The more Pastor Sam invested his emotion in Joyce and her children, the more he resented Juliana. Every time he looked at her, he didn't see his faithful wife, loving wife. He saw pressure, expectation from her father, the house and the car he felt trapped by, a womb he thought was closed. He started eating her. It began with a small pushes, rough grips on her arm during arguments. "Juliana, don't talk back at me. I am the head." Later, it turned into slap, then kicks. He would come back late, smelling of another perfume. If she asked, "Where were you?" "I was worried." He would explode. "So now you monitor me? You think because your father gave us a house, you can control me? You better know your place." If she cried, he would call it manipulation. Sometimes he would beat her till bruises formed on her arms, her back, and her legs. On Sundays, she would wear long sleeve, soft scarf, carefully applied makeup to hide swelling around her eyes. When people greeted them, "Good morning, pastors. Mommy, you are looking beautiful," she would smile. No one knew the kind of night she had. In her heart, she would remember her parents' teaching. Divorce is a sin. Be patient. Pray. God can change any man. So she stayed. She endured. She told no one. Sometimes she would gather courage and say, "I will tell daddy. I will tell my parents what is happening. I can't take this anymore." But Pastor Sam knew exactly how to silence her. He would lean close, his eyes cold. "You want to tell your father? Go and tell him. See if he will believe you over me." To him, "You are still his little emotional daughter." To the church, "I am a man of God. What do you think they will trust? You want to disgrace yourself. You want to bring shame to your family. Try it, and I will kill you before they even get here." That last line, "I will kill you," enter her bones like ice cream. Fear caged her. So Juliana stayed. She stayed and prayed. She stayed and cried. She stayed and slowly died inside. The next morning, while Pastor Sam was out visiting a church member, Juliana packed a small bag. No, she didn't pack her whole life. She didn't take the documents, the car keys, or any property. She only took a few clothes, her Bible, the screenshot of the chat with Joyce saved on his phone. She went straight to her parents' house. Her mother opened the door and froze. When she saw her daughter's swollen face and fainted bruises, Juliana, "What happened to you?" Juliana burst into tears and fell into her mother's arms. Her father came out running. "What is it? Is she okay?" That day, for the first time, Juliana opened her mouth and told them everything. The beating, the insult, the threats, the years of fear, and finally, the messages about the case. Her father's face went pale. "Are you sure about this?" he asked quietly. "About the children." She brought out her phone and showed them the screenshots. Her mother covered her mouth, tears falling. Her father sat back slowly on the chair, staring at the images. Pastor Sam with two children he didn't know. The affectionate message, even though it was hard for him to believe. This was the same man he trusted. He blessed their marriage. He gave him a church branch, a house, a car. Maybe there's a misunderstanding, he said weakly. We must hear from him too. We must be fair. Juliana felt like someone had slapped her again. "Daddy, you think I would come here with lies?" she asked softly. "No," he replied quickly. "But the Bible says we should hear from both sides. Don't worry, my daughter. We will handle this. But you will not go back there tonight. Stay here, rest. You are safe here." For the first time in 7 years, Juliana slept in her parents' house as a married woman without her husband. The next day, her father called Pastor Sam. "Samuel, we need to see you. It's urgent." Pastor Sam came, dressed in a clean white shirt and black trousers, Bible under his arms. When he entered and saw Juliana sitting beside her mother, eyes swollen, he knew. He greeted them, sat down, still keeping his holy composure. Her father didn't waste time. "Samuel," he began, "my daughter has told us some very disturbing things about how you have been treating her and about another woman and children. I want you to speak the truth now, before God and before us." And so Sam put on his most wounded expression. "Daddy," he said, "I don't know what came over Juliana. She has been behaving strangely lately. I think the pressure of not having children is affecting her. She accused me falsely. There's no other woman, no children anywhere. I am shocked." Juliana gasped. "You are lying," she said. "How can you stand here and lie like this? I saw messages. I saw pictures. What messages? He caught him. Turning to her father, Daddy, she hacked my privacy. She is imagining things. Maybe it's even a scammer testing me. You know people can use phone numbers anyhow. Her father looked from his daughter to his son-in-law. Two people he loved. Two different stories. He sighed deeply. Juliana, do you have proofs? She opened her phone again. Hands shaking. She showed them the screenshots. This time, her father asked for number. He wrote it down. We will get to the bottom of this, he said quietly. Samuel, if there is something you are hiding, confess now. It is better to fall into the hands of men than the hands of God. Pastor Sam knelt suddenly. Daddy, I am innocent. He waits. Please, don't let the devil destroy our home. To her parents were not fully convinced yet. They loved their daughter, but they also respected Pastor Sam. Their minds struggled to reconcile the man they knew with the man in Juliana's story. But God has a way of dragging truth into light, and it didn't take long. A few days later, when things were still tense and unclear, a drama happened that nobody could deny. Juliana was in the house, quietly packing some of her personal belongings, preparing to officially separate from Pastor Sam, at least for a while until things weren't resolved. Suddenly, there was a loud banging on the gate. Then, voice. Then the front door burst open. Standing there was Joycey. Behind her, two children, one about 5 years, one about 3 years, clinging to her dress. The younger one looked around the house curiously. The older one marched in confidently. Good afternoon, Joycey said, her voice loud. Where is Pastor Sam? We are here to collect our place in this house. Juliana froze. Her heart stopped. Her what fears now had a face. Who are you? She whispered. Joycey looked at her with bold eyes. Me? I am your fellow wife, she said without shame. I am Joycey, the mother of his 2 children. She pushed the children forward. Greet Daddy's first wife, she told them. Tell her who you are, the older girl said cheerfully. Good afternoon, Auntie. I am, she mentioned her name. Pastor Sam is my father. Tears blurred Juliana's vision. Before she could say anything, her parents, who had been called urgently, arrived at the house. The moment her father entered and saw Joycey and the children, his legs nearly gave away. Who are all these? He asked, though he already knew. Joycey, not realizing who he was, repeated her story. I am Pastor Sam's wife. These are his children. He promised to bring us here. He said after some time, he would tell everyone. But we have waited long enough. His children need a home. The house should also be ours. We are tired of hiding. Silence filled the room. You could almost hear hearts shattering. Juliana's father turned slowly to Pastor Sam, who had arrived in the middle of the chaos and was standing by the door sweating. Samuel, he asked, voice dangerously quiet. Is this true? Pastor Sam opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. No scripture came out. No explanation, no spin. Just one shock word. Yes. Juliana let out a loud cry and fell to her knees. Her mothers began wailing. Her father just stood there, hands shaking, eyes blazing with a mixture of anger, disappointment, and pain. The news did not stay inside the house. Within days, some church leaders heard. Their members started whispering, did you hear? Our pastor, 2 wives, children outside. It was too big to hide. Juliana's father had no choice. He called a pastor's council meeting. In that meeting, Pastor Sam was asked again to speak the truth. This time, under pressure, he confessed everything. The affair with Joycey, the secret marriage, the 2 children, the lies, the violence at home. He tried to hide. It was the devil. I was weak, but nobody was buying that narration anymore. The same mouth that had once used scripture to teach others now sounded empty. The council agreed. He would step down as a pastor of the branch. The branch would come back directly under Juliana's father or another appointed pastor. The house and the car that had been gifted to him as a son and a pastor would be taken back. They were not reward for his sin. In 1 week, Pastor Sam lost everything. his position, his respect, his house, his car, and his access. Juliana's father looked at him one last time across the table. "You did not only break our daughter," he said, voice heavy. "You broke the trust of the whole church. You spat on the grace of God. I pray you truly repent for your soul's sake." With his reputation scattered and his support system gone, Pastor Sam moved out. He took Joycey and their 2 children and rented a small one-room apartment in a very rough area. The same man who once drove a church car and lived in a gifted house now struggled with transport, rent, and school fees. He was bitter. He wanted to blame Juliana, her parents, the church. He wanted to say they overreacted. They didn't show mercy. They destroyed my ministry. But deep down, when he was alone on the tiny mattress on the floor, he knew, "I did this to myself." One night, he was complaining about the hardship to Joycey. She snapped. "Will you keep quiet?" she shouted. "Who sent you to live the good life you had to follow me? Was it not your loss? I told you I wouldn't disturb that your first marriage. You are the one that wanted to eat from both sides. Now see your life." He was shocked. "What are you saying?" he demanded. "At least I have these children." Joycey burst into laughter. Not a happy laughter. Bitter, mocking laughter. "Which children?" she asked. "You think they are your children?" His heart stopped. "What do you mean?" She folded her hands. "Let me free myself today," she said, "since everything has shattered already. These 2 children are not yours. They belong to my ex-boyfriend, the man I was dating before you. You were just the covering." It felt like someone poured cold water on him. "That's a lie," he whispered. "Don't joke with something like this." "Joke?" she scoffed. "Do you have money for DNA test? Even if you do, go and do a test. You will see for yourself. And by the way, remember that accident you told me about from your teenage years? That thing affected more than you think. You are not even capable of getting anyone pregnant. Ask your daughter." He grabbed her shoulder, shaking. "Joycey, stop. Please, tell me you are joking. Tell me you are lying." She pushed him away. "Leave me, Jare. I am tired of living in suffering because of your foolishness. You lost your big house, your big church, your big life for children that are not yours." Her words echo in his head all night. The next day, Pastor Sam went quietly to see a doctor. He did a test, waited for the result. When they came out, the doctor sat him down. "Mr. Samuel, I am sorry. Based on this result, it appears you cannot father a child. The injury from your former accident caused damage that was never properly treated. This has been there for years." In that moment, the illusion finally shattered. Not only had he betrayed Juliana, not only had he lost everything, not only were Joyce's children not his, he now had to face a truth he had been running away from all his life. He was medically incapable of having children. The babies he had used to fill his ego were not his. He was broken, ashamed, truly empty this time. Pastor Sam did the only thing that made sense to him. He went back to where his destruction truly began, to Juliana. He dressed simple, no more pastor suit, just a plain shirt and trousers. He went to her parents' house, but when he asked for her, her mother's eyes turned cold. "She is not here," she said. "Please, mommy, I need to speak with her, just once. I am truly sorry." Her mother looked away. Her father came out from the inner room, holding a letter. "Juliana is no longer in this country," he said quietly. "She had relocated to America." Pastor Sam staggered back. "America," he repeated. "When? How?" Then Juliana's father said, after everything that happened, her father explained. A door opened for her. A church they invited her to join their music department. They helped her with papers. She needed a fresh start, far away from all this. Tears filled Pastor Samuel's eyes. "Please, Daddy, give me her number, her address. Let me at least beg her. Let me tell her how sorry I am." Her father shook his head. "No," he said gently but firmly. "You have done enough damage. The best thing you can do for her now is to leave her alone. Pray for her from afar. Pray for yourself too. Let God judge the matter." Pastor Sam fell to his knee on their veranda crying, I am sorry. I am so sorry. But sorry does not always rebuild what sin had destroyed. Some consequences remain. Some doors once closed do not reopen. Juliana, meanwhile, in America, was slowly healing in a new church, in a new environment, finding God for herself, not just through her father, learning that submission is not slavery and that God hates oppression. And even when it is covered in a pastor titles, Juliana's story is painful, but it is also a mirror. It shows us how religious without wisdom can trap people in abusive marriage, how a man of God can be respected on the pulpit and still be a stranger at home, how secrets, lies, and hidden sins always find their way to the light. Sometimes, through something as a small as a text message that says, baby, the kiss miss you. It also shows something else, that no matter how anointed someone looks, character matters, accountability matters, telling the truth early matters. And for anyone like Juliana, who has been taught all their life that divorce is a sin, so endure anything, our story stands as a reminder. God did not call you to be someone's Porsche bag. God does not approve of abuse, manipulation, and fear. Marriage is a covenant, yes, but it is not a prison. If you were Juliana, what would you do? Would you have kept quiet, or would you have spoken up sooner? And if you were one of the church members watching from outside, seeing only the suits and the microphone, would you have believed that story? This is the story of Pastor Sam and Juliana, the woman who gave her youth to a man of God, only to discover that the man she married was not the man she thought he was. Yet, even in all of this, God still found a way to give her a new life. Thank you for watching this story to this point. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell button so that you'll be the first person to watch whenever I drop another story. Bye for now.